Hey guys and gals, welcome to my hot garage where I'm recording today next to my titanium silver E92 335i. And what I wanted to create today is a video kind of establishing or addressing a pretty popular topic in the community, which is the mod list for under $1,500 and how you can make 500 horsepower or so under $1,500. I really wanted to make my own take on it because obviously I have different experiences from the people that create those things. I've tuned 335s, 135s, basically a lot of N54 powered cars for a couple of years now. And I've been researching the platform for far longer than that. So I do really think I have kind of a unique look on the entire topic. So I kind of wanted to share it and possibly guide some people in the right direction with their build and how you can really get the most experience from the platform for the amount is for that around $1,500 mark. That's gonna really give you the best drivability, the engine power obviously, which is gonna hit probably above 500 crank horsepower, which is kind of the safe limit of the stock turbos anyways. And not only that, it should be pretty reliable power as well. So without further ado, let's kind of get into it. So the first mod is going to be the catalyst downpipe. In my opinion, this is one of the most crucial mods, and it obviously on almost every other video it's going to be mentioned. The stock downpipes are very restrictive and they kind of really limit your power output by quite a lot. So removing them really just kind of opens up another level of possibilities for the platform. So it's a definite must. However, my take on them is that a lot of people tend to recommend really kind of overpriced solutions, and I don't really think there's much of a point paying over about $200 for a downpipe. Some people may argue that there is some R&D involved there or better flowing properties. In my opinion, I believe companies are really constricted from making the downpipes actually fit the car since it's kind of a tight space. They can't really modify the actual pipes that much to make it better flowing or anything. So in my opinion, as long as the downpipe really fits, it's a good option to go with. And personally, my recommendation is the Circuit Works downpipe. I ran it on my previous 335 I had, and it was great. The only thing that kind of needed to be addressed on it is going to be actually the second modification to this list, and that's the downpipe gaskets. So I'm not sure, it could have been my fault because I did have a flame map on the car and like some crazy burbles, but like about a week in, my downpipe gasket kind of split in two and it made an exhaust leak. Obviously it's a pretty big inconvenience, so it's a really good thing to address when you're installing the downpipe first. And what I went with to fix my issue was the Boost Monkey Ultimate Downpipe Gaskets for the N54 platform. I didn't really have any issues with them. I have them on this car, and they've been great, haven't broken. And I ran like a bunch of flame mats and stuff. They did not really budge. So great product, about $14 for those. So it's really a no-brainer. You don't want to sacrifice reliability for such a small price tag like that. The third mod is really is also another really impactful one, and that's going to be the intercooler. Personally, in my opinion, I do go with a pretty budget 7-inch option. I've ran it on this car. I'm currently running it on this car, and I ran it on my previous 335. It comes in at about a $300 price point, which is a price point that a lot of other companies kind of price their 5-inch intercoolers at, And in my opinion, I'd rather go more budget, bigger intercooler, which establishes more room for potential power. And I feel like that's really important. I'd rather have more potential in my car than spending the same money and getting a smaller intercooler. And that smaller intercooler really kind of is meant to be for stock turbo. So if you ever decide to upgrade turbos or go single turbo, you're gonna need to upgrade to a 7-inch anyways. So I think it's a good option to upgrade it now. What many people think is that the bigger intercooler makes the turbo spool slower. Personally, I run it on this car and my turbo spool like stock. I haven't really noticed a big difference, and my temps are a lot cooler compared to stock. Also, it does come with silicone piping, so it addresses kind of issues that some people are having. Personally, I haven't, but some people are having the issue where maybe their intercooler piping cracks because it's plastic, but that does address that issue. So, good upgrade. Next up, we're looking at some more reliability on the reliability side of mods. We're talking about the one-step colder spark plugs. Personally, I ran NP boosted one-step colder spark plugs on both my cars, this one and my past 335, and I've had no issues with them. I think they come in at a great price point, and I know some people run NGK. If you do want to go with NGK, that is another option for you. But I haven't had issues with these, and they are about half the price or so. So that's what I would suggest, or the NGK, whichever you really want to go for. Next mod is gonna be another one that kind of goes along with the spark plugs. It's gonna be the ignition coils. That is a 100% must do. It's probably going to be among the first issues, or probably it may be the only issue you really encounter. And I'm telling you this, if you're running the stock Bosch spark plugs, they're really known to be really unreliable. Personally, I've gone through a lot of Bosch plugs, ignition coils, my bad. I have like a bunch of like broken ones in a box actually, and they're just horrendous. Like I'm plain and simple, they really do suck. So what I recommend, there's really two options: Eldor coils, which are kind of the newest iteration that BMW uses nowadays, and there's the ones before them, which are the Delphi coils, which people also speak good of. I haven't really heard any horror stories or anything, so they're both valid options. Delphi coils are going to be a bit cheaper, but both options are going to be on the Google spreadsheet, and that's going to be in the description, so you can take a look at the listings and everything. Next up, we have the Walbro 450 fuel pump, along with two fittings, which is basically all the parts you need to make your own stage 2 fuel pump. That really is going to be the cheapest option you can go with to upgrade your ethanol intake. You should be able to run about E60 or so, and that should be definitely pushing you to 500 horsepower. What I would definitely recommend is Vehicular DIY, great YouTuber by the way. He's made a video on the fuel pump. That's what I watched when I did it. I run the pump on this car, and I run the same DIY pump on for my previous car, no issues. Perfect. I ran on E60, so that's what I know it runs for sure, and it's run perfect, and it's going to be really your cheapest option to go on higher ethanol mixes. The next mod is going to be, it's definitely a must-have. If you want to reach that 500 horsepower point, you want to get inlets. Personally, I recommend the 2-inch silicone inlets. I know if you have the stock turbos, they're 1 1/4 or 1 3/4 sized mouths, or whatever they're called. But what I did on my previous car, I had the 2-inch, and basically I just kind of clamped them down. Since they're silicone, they do fit. So in case you do want to upgrade, it's part of that thing, like you don't have to replace the inlets, and they do really give a huge power boost, especially since you're going to be pushing way over 15 psi. You should be pushing about close to 19 or 20 depending on the fuel you run. Inlets do really make a huge difference, and I can't really recommend them enough. Personally, on my previous car, I ran some used VRSF ones I found on Facebook Marketplace, so that's really the only ones I've had experience with. But you could probably go with an eBay solution. I'm not sure how their fitment is, but you could save a good amount of money if you do go that route. And definitely let me know how they fit, because I'd like to put them on the spreadsheet, but I'm not sure how their fitment is. I don't want to put people into bad parts. Next up is a pretty crucial step. This is probably going to be your most impactful one, and that's going to be MHD along with some maps that I actually personally sell on my website. It's a map pack that kind of complements all those mods, so I'll get more into it a little bit later. But the first, you're going to need really 2 licenses from MHD. You could go with the super license, which gives you everything, but I don't really see a need in that. Realistically, you can get the flasher license for MHD, and you can get the M Boost, which the flasher license just allows you to flash a new map to the DME on the car, and the M Boost is what allows you to flash maps that push higher boost than 18 psi onto your car, which my maps target higher than 18. They target about 19 to 20 psi depending on your fuel on my stage 3 map pack. So if personally, I guess I am biased since obviously they're my maps, but the only reason I really got into making the off-the-shelf maps is because a lot of my friends and customers previously have had issues with the MHD off-the-shelf maps, and like, for example, throttle closures or like stuff like that. And obviously that's not nice. You want to run your car optimally. Plus the timing is a bit more aggressive on my maps compared to MHD. Mine are more like more aggressive than MHD, obviously. So they should give you more horsepower compared to MHD. But you could go that route as well if you really do decide to do that. Another one that's probably among the first mods you should do, and that is the Chargepipe. This is one of the crucial mods where personal experience really does come in. It really does provide a lot of support. And what I'm going to tell you about this is, I believe a lot of people that recommend you the Chargepipe with the blowout valve especially, it's very overpriced. So this is a very critical topic. Obviously there may be hate, and everybody's entitled to opinion. This is what I personally, literally that's what I'm running right now. My cars run fine. On my previous car I had an even cheaper blowout valve and it's run fine as well. I haven't had issues, and the Chargepipe I have on the listing here is $40, perfect fitment. I'm running it on my car, just clicked in place. It was perfect. I had no issues with it. And the blowout valve is also about $36 or so. That's the blowout valve I had on my previous car, which is actually the cheaper one, but I would have recommended the one in my car, but currently I'm pretty sure the spring is a bit too long, so I'm having kind of weird blowout valve issues with it. So I would definitely rather recommend the option I had on my previous car, which didn't have any issues. So, and it's a cheaper option, so it's probably the way to go. Now, here is the part that many people do not address. Transmission. So many people definitely do fail to account for the drivability of the car. The 6-speed Z8 or the ZH 6-speed in the 335, 135, and so on can be pretty sluggish on the stock map. So realistically, even if you are pushing 500 horsepower, it may not feel like optimal. And this budget does account into it. All you're gonna need to really do is get the XHP flash license and map pack. And XHP is this software that basically retunes your transmission and allows for a lot faster shifts, a lot nicer. However, you do have an even better, or it's not a better option, it's less aggressive, but it's free. So it's really up to your choice. And that's the Alpina Flash. If you want to take basically what BMW threw on to the Alpina B3 cars with that had the N54 with the same transmission, it's a more aggressive map compared to stock, and it feels quite a bit nicer. And I would definitely say it's a must do. Obviously it's free, so why not do it? It makes the experience of driving the cars 10 times better, and your car will feel miles ahead better. So yeah, this entire spreadsheet is gonna be on the description, and there's gonna be a link to it. Here I have like the category, the names, the links, prices, everything, even the total. Depending on which route you go, you could go, I have like about 2 routes. One of them is the alternative, which kind of takes into account the Alpina Flash, which is free, and some cheaper parts like this intercooler I found. I'm not too confident, I haven't tested it, but I threw it on just in case people do want to check it out. If you take that route, you're well under, like, you're under $1,300, and considering your car's going to drive a lot better compared to what many people recommend for $1,500 or more. And yeah, so definitely check it out. I really do enjoy the platform. That's really why I kind of got into it, started tuning. I have a passion, and honestly, I'll be real with you, none of the links have referrals or anything. Like, I'm not making money if you do buy the products, I guess, other than the map pack from me. But yeah, I'm just making this out of basically my love for the community, and I really do think that you can kind of spend money a lot better and redistribute it somewhere else to improve different aspects of the car, instead of just blowing a bunch of money into unneeded, unnecessary kind of expenses, you know. So yeah, I really hope I helped you guys out, and I'm gonna drop my Instagram in the description. So if you do have like an N54 and you are having an issue, or you want to check some stuff out, or discuss tuning opportunities or business opportunities, I guess, or anything like that, you have the option to do so. So you can kind of find my Instagram and you can text me. I'll definitely love to help you out. I do have a lot of experience in the platform, as I said. A lot of my friends have N54s. I've tuned people literally worldwide, so I have a lot of experience working on these cars, and I've had a couple myself, and they're great cars. You just have to really know the nooks and crannies of them, if that makes sense, because they do have like kind of a bad rep, and that really just kind of, which is really kind of actually the main reason I established this YouTube channel, and my entire brand as a whole, is because I kind of want to remove the bad belief about the community or the platform, because I feel like a lot of people that comment on it are really misinformed, and I don't think that does the platform any justice. And obviously a lot of platforms may suffer from that too, but personally I've really focused on this one over the years, and that's all I really know. So obviously if I want to make a change, I have to do it. So this channel and my brand as a whole is really kind of my mission to hopefully establish change in the community and establish really like a nice atmosphere of helping out people. And I believe if I start it, then hopefully the train will continue and we'll help each other out. So yeah, that's really it. I really hope this video helped you out, informed you, and if you enjoyed it, drop a like. You can subscribe if you want. Check the listings below, and if you do have a question, send me a DM or drop it in the comments. I'll help you out as much as I can. And that's gonna really be it for today. Thank you very much, and peace.